and welcome to Great Getaways. Today we're going to start in Manistique, Michigan. We're going to have breakfast at Tiffani's, a new restaurant that's there that I think you'll really like. After that, we're headed over to the Escanaba River, where we're going to be doing some canoeing and fishing on a section of the river we've never been on before. It's pretty wild and scenic. It's a beautiful area. And you know that after all that canoeing, we were hungry, so we headed back to town for one of the UP favorites, pasties. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Let's get going.
We have a long day planned, so we want to start off with a good breakfast. There is a new restaurant in town called Tiffani's that we want to try.
I'm with Tiffani right now. And Tiffani, how long have you had this your place open?
I've had it open since June of 2023. I purchased the building back in 2019, but of course COVID kind of put a halt to that whole situation.
I love the way you've got this place fixed up. How'd you get the idea for that?
Pinterest. Actually, I just wanted something that was very homey, which plants bring in a home type feel. And you know, obviously the chalk colored chairs. We've got regular home tables that we refinished and redid, and then epoxy poured on top, you know, for the longevity of the table. So the menu, I tried to look at, you know, obviously you can't get away from the basics, you know, the Denver omelet, the meat lover's omelet, you know, the basics, but we tried to do something different where we're using more fresh ingredients, you know, fresh fruit like our banana boat, you know, that's all fresh fruit. Of course, that's an incurred cost, especially around now, to have, you know, fresh strawberries, but it's nice to be able to offer that option to the customers, so it's not, everything's not coming straight from the food service.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for sitting down and talking to us for a few minutes. I'll tell you what, coming into town looking for breakfast and lunch right now, this is the place to come to. It's really nice.
That's all great stuff, Tiffani, but we are really hungry and want to try your breakfast.
Boy, does this look good.
So we finished up a delicious breakfast of biscuits and gravy and headed to our trip down the Escanaba River. We've never canoed the Iron Pin section before. It's a part of the river that's wild, remote, and full of surprises. From deep pools to shallow, rocky bottoms, and even some rapids, it's the kind of place that keeps you on your toes. And today, we're ready for whatever comes. Guide Tod was already in high spirits, his voice carrying over the rush of the water as he paddled with his wife, Donna.
Well, we're out here on another one of these trips today, and we got our good friend Tod Poirier and his wife Donna with us today. And Tod, you got us on down to one of these great adventures. Maybe you can tell us what we're going to do.
We are floating down the Escanaba River today, just south of Gwin. It's called the Iron Pin Stretch. Used to be considered one of the best trout fisheries in the UP. A lot of people still talk about it. My experience on it, though, has been with global warming, climate change. The water is warming up a little bit. The fishing isn't as good as it used to be. But it's a beautiful canoe trip. We're going to end off. Hopefully we're going to have some fish for dinner. If not, I think we got some brats. And got a nice spot down at the end of the day to eat and sit and tell some fish stories about the ones we didn't catch today.
Yeah, just in case, right? Well, you know, this is a nice river. Fairly long river?
Yes, this, I don't know how long it is, but it stretches quite a ways. I have never canoed this stretch. I've canoed up higher. I've fished this stretch in a few places you could drive up to. I've fished further down. But yeah, there's several branches of it, and it's a long river.
So we'll probably have areas where we've got other creeks coming in?
Yes, there's 3 or 4 creeks that I can remember, plus another branch of the Escanaba just before we get done for the day.
Okay, those are probably good spots to do a little fishing at.
Absolutely.
All right, a lot of rocks. It doesn't appear to be, well, looks a little deeper now. What do you think in depth?
There are deep spots. A lot of it's shallow where we launched. I think we could have probably walked across pretty easily. Yeah. Where we're taking out, the river is a lot more limestone. It's a lot wider, not as much mud. I've seen a lot of gravel so far. It's a real pretty, real natural, healthy river ecosystem.
All right. Well, let's get going here and see if we can catch some fish.
Hopefully. Good luck.
Same to you.
Well, everyone that watches Great Getaways knows that if I am going to catch any fish, that is what I'm going to need. Luck and lots of it.
I was going down the river, I see up in front of us, it's got a lot of rock in it. It's muddy in some spots, rocky in others. Up in front of us, a huge rock sticking out of the water. We'll be going by that in a minute. A lot of downed trees around the edge. Looks like good spots to hold fish, although I haven't hit anything yet.
Tod and Donna moved to one side of the river to fish as we tried the other side.
Hey, Denny, keep an eye on those two. If they start catching fish, we are going to move over there. Well, as we're going down the river here, we just decided to pull over. Todd's over there now. He's using a flat rod today, and with a flat rod, it sometimes gets hung up, and that's where he's at right now, getting that undone. I'm just using spin casting out here. Mainly what we're looking for, at least through this stretch, would be brook trout, brown trout. Not the best day for that kind of fishing because we've got a pretty good sun going here. Got a lot of bugs out here too, as a matter of fact, but it hasn't been really too bad. I'm noticing there's a lot of them landing on me, a lot of them flying around me, but so far I haven't been bitten. So might be early enough yet that they're not biting.
Not biting you.
What's that?
Not biting you.
Well, yeah, it seems like everybody else is getting bitten up pretty good. I haven't gotten bit yet. For some reason, I don't think they like me. Just my Irish blood, I don't know what it is, but they've been around me but not biting. Maybe they're my buddies and I just don't know it yet.
The canoe drifts into a section of the river with a more turbulent flow. Water starts to rush over rocks, creating small rapids that splash against the canoe's sides.
What's that?
I thought you'd added out the parts about me getting caught in the trees.
No.
Talk about it.
I happened to mention it.
It's going into our bloopers reel.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, down by where we get out, it's really wide and then it is just cool. This is cool looking though.
The river alternated between calm pools and lively riffles. The first stretch of the river was serene. The current moved leisurely, giving me time to marvel at the world around me. A bald eagle soared overhead, its sharp cry echoing through the valley. The sounds of civilization were a distant memory. Here only the gurgle of water and the occasional call of a loon broke the silence.
Well, as you look right in front of us, it's nice and it's calm and we're just kind of drifting along. But if you look up ahead, you can see that we're getting into some rough water again. My guess is that shallowing up some. We probably got a lot of rocks through there. Got to keep our eyes open, make sure we don't run into one of them. Doesn't look too bad though. I can say it from here. We'll see what it's like when I get there. The bigger the ripples are in the water, the shallower it is. And I got a lot of rocks down at the bottom now. It's not more than a foot deep. Tree pikes. Well, I guess if Todd catches a tree pike, that's bigger than anything I've caught.
Lots of fiber, good for you.
Enough room to go into the stream.
I swear there are fish in this river.
Hey, we've seen two of them come out.
Thought I seen one back on now where it was shallowed out a little bit.
Okay.
Seemed to come to the surface for a minute.
I saw one rise earlier. I had one go after a different fly.
The Escanaba River, flowing through Michigan's Upper Peninsula, is more than just water carving its way to Lake Michigan. It's a living chronicle of history, nature, and the communities it touches. stretching over 52 miles. The river begins its journey in Marquette County and winds its way through Delta County, eventually emptying in Lake Michigan near the town of Escanaba. Its name, derived from the Ojibwe word Ashikanabek, meaning flat rock, is a nod to the area's geological character, smooth bedrock formations that tell tales of ancient glacial movement. Wow, this is one beautiful river. No houses.
Cold, Donna?
It's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, it looked pretty refreshing when you stuck your leg in there.
It is refreshing, yeah. I had to wash the blood off from the mosquitoes.
Oh.
Now, you've done a lot of canoeing, Donna?
Well, I grew up in the UP, and my dad and I went canoeing every summer, so it's one of my favorite things to do.
How about this river in particular? Do you find it hard, easy? You got to be on the ball with it?
I think it's pretty easy so far. That's a partridge here.
A lot of what?
Partridge.
Have you been on this stretch before, Ted?
I have not. I've fished a few places where you can drive down to the river, but I've never floated it. So far, it's a beautiful spot. Have you guys done anything on the Escanaba before?
Really quite nice. I've seen it down by Little Bay de Noc, but didn't realize what it was like up further.
Right?
Beautiful.
Are there a lot of roads that will come down to it?
In different areas. This section doesn't have a lot of roads going to it. Downstream and upstream, there's a lot of houses, camps. There's 1 or 2 dams on it.
Oh,
There's 3 branches, I believe. So there's a lot of water here that you can get to.
I was thinking as we were going along here and hitting some of those shallow spots that having a pair of waders along might not be a bad idea, where you could just stop and wade some of these areas.
Right? Or if it's warm enough today, you could just jump out.
Oh, you could.
Now, you guys don't live too far from here, do you?
We were about an hour, 20 minutes to get down here from where we're living.
All right, Ted, we're depending on you to catch dinner.
No pressure or anything.
As I talked about it, what do we come across? A fisherman in waders.
Is he gonna let you fish, Donna?
Maybe later. My navigation skills are,
More important.
as I run you into the trees.
We're going to beach up here.
Okay, we'll beach up there.
Don found a calm stretch of the river to rest, where they sat quietly, and taking a natural beauty that surrounded all of us.
You may see my rod here, it looks a little short. It was about that much longer. And no, I didn't break it. It's actually a 4-piece rod. But I got hung up on the bottom, and the front piece came apart, and then my line broke, and everything went. So I now have a short rod.
Okay.
Well, when we first put in, we were right by a little bit, what looked like rapids. Water was flowing pretty fast, and you had to watch what you were doing. Well, we've got down now, and the water's a little bit deeper, and it's just kind of, we're just out here floating. It's just, if you don't want to work at it, you don't have to work at it, but we're still coasting along real nice. Gives you more time to fish or take photos or just enjoy being out here. Now, we haven't found too many places to pull over. There's thick woods on both sides, and there's a bank that goes up most of the time. I think we found one spot that was real nice, but other than that, it's been kind of hard. We're looking for one right now that maybe we could just pull off and stretch our legs a little bit and take a break, if we find one. I'm sure we will eventually. But you can see, all I have to do is put the paddle on the water to steer a little bit and then just let her coast.
This is a true Michigan wilderness. You're not going to find people jumping off rafts and disturbing the sound of silence. If you really want to get away, this is the place for you.
I have no idea how long today's trip is going to run. I thought we were going to do an overnight. We'll take out tomorrow morning.
Uh-oh!
I gauged it to be about 6 river miles, which, depending on the current, can take 3 to 6 hours.
We come into one of these areas where there's rapids. There's actually some pretty big rocks in this river. You have to watch it. If you see a lot of splashing, stay away from those spots, because that's usually where the biggest rocks are. We've been going down here really dodging back and forth trying to get through them, and every once in a while you actually feel the bottom of the canoe passing over the top of the rock. But it hasn't stopped us, so I guess that's a good thing. We haven't tipped over yet.
You just love looking down the river as it widens. There's nothing but wilderness when someone says, "I've never felt that there is a perfect getaway on earth." They have never been here. Well, we are coming to the end of a great trip. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I will be back for sure. 52 miles of precious river that is beautiful in every way. Okay, I know I didn't catch any fish. I hope Tod and Donna did, or we are going to be eating brats. By the look on Tod's face, it looks like it's brats for dinner.
All right.
We'll show everybody how we turn one fish into hot dogs.
Right?
I had one break my line just upstream,
Seriously?
just below where the other river came in.
I had one hit.
Really?
That was it. Last time I had gravel. These little beauties. Okay, hold it up, Todd, and see, this is our dinner tonight, guys.
This is our dinner tonight. Funny thing about these trout in the Escanaba is they taste an awful lot like throttlers.
Thank Tod and Donna for a great trip down the Escanaba River. First time I've been on this river, and I found it to be one of the more interesting rivers I've been on. I think what I liked about it was the fact that you would hit spots that were calm and nice, and then the next thing you know, you're in rapids and you got rocks. You got to avoid the rocks going through there.
Yes, you do. It's a pretty river. It's rustic. It's out in the middle of nowhere. We only saw one cabin on the whole trip. We were on the river for 5 hours.
Yeah, about
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. And you fortunately caught a few fish.
I did. Got lucky.
Yeah, well, this is a good fishing river. I could see them jumping. I just couldn't get them to catch. But you were using a fly.
I was using a fly. I had to change a lot in order to find one they would hit. Finally did get lucky. Nothing of any size. I did have one on that broke my line. No lie. But everything else I was catching was less than 10 inches.
Well, Donna, what did you feel? Is this the first time you've been down here?
This is the first time I've been on this river. Yes.
What did you think of it?
I thought that it was just stunning. The few changes every minute that you're on it, of course, as it does with the river. But I think one of the most beautiful things was we came across a group of butterflies that came out when you all went by, and they all came out, and it was just gorgeous. So we'll definitely be back.
You handled the canoe pretty good.
Well, thank you. I did my best.
I was impressed.
Really?
Well, you know, it's kind of a hard river at times to control yourself on. And I probably, a rookie, I wouldn't advise coming out without somebody that could at least handle the canoe, because you got times that it gets a little rough. Fortunately, it's not real deep, though.
That's true. That's true, yeah.
Most of the time
it's a little rocky.
Yeah, rocky for sure.
Yes.
Well, again, I want to thank you guys for bringing us out here. Another great trip, Todd.
Absolutely.
Todd, of course, has brought us on so many good trips.
I've heard.
We're adding this one to it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great.
Donna, I appreciate it.
What a great river trip that was, but now it's time to sample some of the Upper Peninsula's favorite food. The pasty is a delicious meal anytime. Your first stop would be at the Three Seasons restaurant to fill our bellies with this favorite. Don't want to eat too much, we still have another stop.
They're being prepared right now, and they should be out here soon. We can't wait.
All right, our pasties have arrived. Winch is giving them the finger taste.
Yeah.
Hot and fresh.
Now, what all do they put in these?
There's beef, potatoes, carrots, and rutabaga.
Okay, now that's a real traditional.
Oh, yes. I think it's the old mining recipe.
Okay.
That's where they got it from.
All right.
Alrighty.
Well, sounds awful good.
Okay, dive in. Let me know what you think.
All right.
Alrighty, guys. Enjoy. If you need anything, my name is Dawn.
These were all beef pasties. Connie ate hers with catsup. I like mine with gravy. All were delicious. I left room for more. Okay, guys, where are we going for our next pasty taste test? Now it was off to the Big Springs Inn. The Big Springs Inn is located just around the corner from Palms Book State Park, home to one of the most mystical places in the Upper Peninsula, the Big Springs. Well, this was our lucky day. Thursday is pasty day at the Big Spring Inn, and then they made up some new ones just for us. I talked to the owners about these specialties.
So we came out here and asked them if they got them on the menu. Yes, they do. This is what they look like when they come out of here. Pam, I would ask you first, maybe you could tell us what kinds you got.
Right here is we have the traditionals with the beef, the carrots and potatoes, and over here onions as well in this. And then this is cheesesteak, and we have the steak meat, mushrooms and onion, and then a sauce, it's teriyaki sauce. It accommodates really well with the steak. And then we have the Reuben, which has the Swiss cheese, the Reuben sauerkraut with Thousand Island on the side.
Okay, now, you talked about this being the original, so that goes back a long time.
Yes.
But now they're changing them a little bit, and you kind of do a lot of different things with them.
Yes.
Maybe, you cook these up. What all do you make? What all can be put in them?
You can put just about anything in a pasty that you want to. You just got to find what people are really truly eating. And for Big Springs, people are mostly, the Reuben is the number one. And that's why I chose to do the Reuben. Our second is the Philly cheesesteak. That is a really good seller. So that's why we did these. But eventually down the line, we'll probably do pizza ones as well. Yeah.
Now, what about the dough on the outside? Now, is there anything special?
It's not, everybody has their own little recipe going, and as time goes on, I'll probably tweak it a little bit more, little secrets here and there.
I know one of the big things about it is it going to be gravy, or am I going to have ketchup, or some people don't want anything.
Right, yes. I think it's a toss-up. It's in between gravy and ketchup always. But when you get to the specialty ones, then you'll have your different sauces on it.
To go with it. Very good. Well, I'm getting kind of anxious. Yeah, I know. Sitting there looking at them, making it tough, because this you'd be surprised that these are huge.
They are.
And that's a lot of eating when you're sitting down to a meal. So come up here, try these out. I know you're going to enjoy it. You may may not be able to eat it all.
Enjoy it. I really do.
Okay, we are done talking, and it was time to try these incredible pasties. If you come up for these tasty meals, remember Thursday night is pasty night at the Big Spring Inn.
Well, I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you want any information on all the things that we were doing, you can get that by going to our website at greatgetaways.tv. Also, check us out on Facebook. We'd love to hear your opinion, and you can get all the updated information there too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.